Midday update for the stock market. It is 1:52 p.m. Eastern Time, August 2nd. I'm Rich Paz for Critical Point. It looks like the stock market's winding down for a nasty week. Today they sold it off. It's off 130 points in the S&P 500. Dow Jones been down about 900 to 1,000 points. News today is they did not like the unemployment rising to 4.3%. But the jobs growth was only 114,000 additional jobs. On one hand, long-term bullish that we're still correcting to get back to a normal economy, but still a strong economy, because normally we have a strong economy. It's just not going to be a super strong economy. But they're looking at this as maybe slipping faster than what they would like. Relative to what the Fed's saying, they're uncertain the Fed will really lower in September. So everybody is really getting scared. Well, now also when you sell enough to break down the market, then it causes even more selling to break it lower. For the moment, the model is saying this drop is enough and fast enough to consider being overdone, and that these are good prices to buy in terms of the overall stock market. Some stocks may be far from a good buy, okay? But the model's not calling any signals worthwhile. And frankly, from my 40 years experience dealing with markets, I'd rather wait to see next week before trying to buy without the model. In other words, buy just because it's a nice big drop. I'm concerned there's still more downside. I think we have to consider the S&P 500 trading into the 5,200 area to maybe even upper 5,100s. And I'm still concerned it's going to be a tough road here all the way into September until they bounce it in September relative to the Federal Reserve meeting in September and the chance to lower rates. We're seeing more companies reporting some not so good earnings and profits and having some problems. And we're seeing some of the AI companies also having some problems. We're seeing in, I think it's England, they might have canceled a bunch of business, or businesses were just down that's related to AI. So people are a little concerned. Everybody got too excited over this AI didn't build. However, there's been some big players on Wall Street saying they still like NVIDIA. They think it's going to double from here. Whether or not it has bottomed is I'm sure they're debating right at the moment. But they like the price level. And I think that's, if it's going to get some support here, it'll be from people who are not sure on timing, but they can't help themselves. They got to buy because of this fast, sudden drop. But I think others are saying, yep, let's leave it alone. It could be a falling knife. You might get your fingers cut, okay? So I'm going to favor more downside than this next week, but it wouldn't surprise me it's up on Monday or Tuesday and all of next week, and it wouldn't surprise me it's right back down later. It's just going to be slippery going here this month. And at least for today, even though, yes, we're reaching price levels to think, okay, they might have sold enough. Problem is there's no buy signal. We don't have all the ingredients there for the model to step in and do something. And it may be a while yet. So it still looks ugly to me. And I'm even hopeful that maybe it can't bounce Monday or Tuesday for that level 4 interweek swing. They just keep pounding it and get this thing washed out. Then I might be brave enough to buy off a short-term, less important bottom, where just in case the more important bottom that may be weeks from now is actually at a slightly higher price. We may wash this selling out sooner rather than later. Bond market's still moving lower. European stocks were lower today. Asia stocks were over overnight. The whole world's selling off, even while central banks are starting to lower interest rates. And again, some of this data just doesn't look so good to them, and they're scared things might speed to the downside in our economy now. And so they sell. And it doesn't look like there's been much here yet in terms of bargain buying. All right, that's all I've got for you. I'm holding out for lower prices. I just realize it might be able to snap back some just because of people willing to take a gamble at some of these price levels. But for the moment, no signals from my model to buy. All we can say is been a nice setback relative to the long-term bull market. These could be some decent prices, but again, can't give you any kind of signal. Past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. Have a great weekend. Thank you.